or having somebody else there. But to me, it's to each his own. And I thank God that this relationship is not one of them. Because to me, it is sad to be in a relationship where you don't really love someone, but you're afraid to lose them. There's an old saying, a half a loaf is better than a whole loaf, but I don't know who created that saying, but they need to get rid of it. Because to me, the half a loaf remind me of people that are in a relationship and they don't really love each other, versus a whole loaf, you in a relationship because you do love someone. And not to be judgmental, because people stay together for all kind of reasons. But to me, when there's not love there, you in a house with someone that you really do not love, to me, that's it's sad because love just makes all the difference to me. But there are people that does it. They don't, if they feel like they can't make it on their own. And that's why I believe it's good. And I'm gonna try to keep it real simple. I think it's good for people learn to build up yourself, so that if you meet someone and find out that's not the one, you can grab your bag or whatever, and you can walk out with strength that someday I am gonna find someone. And you don't have to settle for being in a house where you can't even look over there at them because you can't stand the lights of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's so true. That's true. And I think as you were speaking, I was thinking about some of the characters' views as well. I think Jennifer would attest to some of the things you're speaking about too, because she felt to some degree that her mom, because she didn't have a voice and everything like that, that she just became content with how things were. But she later finds out, as of course, the flips of life, things do happen in life that sometimes changes how people view and how they function. She ended up seeing a different view of their relationship that showed her the concept of unconditional love. Now, when we're talking about marriage as well, one of the things that you guys sort of led to as well was talking about, we spoke on longevity. And so that meant that what your concept and view was about marriage when you first got married may be a little bit different than what it is now. Do you believe that the view changes with marriage? Is that because of life itself, or is it because of development of the person? Do you think that that changes?
I share a little light on that. I truly do believe the love that I felt for Carlton when I first met him is still there, even stronger. But I can personally believe, I believe what we feel in the beginning is fantasy.
Okay.
I really do. I think it's fantasy. We have these fantasies in our mind about marriage and what a wife is, what a husband is, and how this gonna be, how that gonna be. But then life happens, and you get to see the real person. And when y'all begin to disagree, when y'all begin to fall out over this, or when happy things happen and sad things happen, when the person is well and you got to tend to the person when they're sick. To me, when that person have a job, or when they don't have a job, they lose a job, or when life happens, it create the true environment, what living together is all about. But if you got love, if you have love from the beginning, that love is not going anywhere. It's gonna get stronger, because someone once said you would never know how much you love someone until you have all the reason in the world not to love them, but you still love them. So that's real marriage. Also, I'm gonna make it short right here. When you standing at that altar with that beautiful white gown on, and he's standing with that tuck just fine, that's fantasy. When you get, when you and he lift that veil and y'all kiss, all of that fantasy. Because when she get out of that gown, he get out of that tuck, marriage just begins. Real life begins.
And what I want to say is, uh, as you develop, love does get strong,
Mhm.
And as it gets stronger, you will move in different direction as when you go places, the man would gas up the vehicle, and the wife, wherever you go eat, she pays for that. And that's what me and mama does.
Mhm.
When we get ready to go places, I fill up the vehicle. Or when we get to the restaurant, mama pays. Then the next trip that we goes on, mama put in the gas, and
Mm.
then I pay for the meal. So love just grow and
Mhm.
grow and grow,
Mhm.
and as it grows, you don't feel no confusion
Yeah.
in it at all. Yeah, you just flow with it. You just
Yeah.
flow with it as doing things God's way.
It's like you mellow out.
Yeah,
Mhm. I'm
and
glad
it's
you.
and it caused the marriage to be happy. It
Yeah.
does. It caused joy to be there,
Mhm.
and it calls you not to be saying, "Are you taking from me?" and this and that, because
Yeah.
all of it belong to both of you together.
Exactly. Exactly. You guys painted a picture of showing the concept of that when you first initially began. Of course, you said that that's fantasy. Yeah, everybody's got their own ideal and concept of what they believe things are gonna be like. But once you actually get in it, you realize that it may not fit the picture that I had in my mind, but it's still something that I want. And so, as long as you guys are doing the actions towards each other, Carter, you talk about different things that you do. Those are different love languages and stuff like that. So once you start supporting each other love language, that it helps to build the marriage even more. And so they, like you said, even when you got every reason in the world to feel like you can just be done with that person, but you still do love them, that speaks to the marriage itself. And I think that's significant because sometimes in our society, we have a quick microwave mentality. It's like if it ain't done by this such time and he don't got this back, you know what, I'm done. Same thing with the men. They be like, man, if she don't start acting like this by this such time, man, I'm rolling out because there are tons of women out there who want a good man X, Y, and Z. How can we sort of bridge the gap between the two generations, if you will, because it's not, I wouldn't say necessarily that it's some of the older generation, then they're always an exception. There's always an exception in there, but it's more so some of the younger generation that has that mentality. What advice or wisdom would you drop for those in the younger generations that helps them to have a stick and stay mentality, as opposed to as soon as some trouble enters into the marriage, that they're just like, you know what, this ain't what I pictured, this ain't what I thought it was going to be, I'm done. What advice would you guys give to them?